just so I can sync these two audios together, I'm going to ask you a question, boss. Hello. How are you?
I am medium.
Just say a few things.
I am medium well, and I like to
That's good.
text.
That way I can just sync the two
Okay. How does that work?
waveforms. I'll just see it visually. So when he's talking in this one, see the wave? I'll combine it with this wave, and then
Okay.
it's very
Sounds scientific.
annoying. No, it's not. It's real. There's definitely an
You've
easier
lost
way.
me.
All right.
Is that what they do at MIT?
Sure. Do they have sound engineers at majors at MIT?
I don't think so. That's a good question. Are we gonna hear crumpling the whole time?
Only on this, which I'll cut out. That's what, let's keep our microphones a healthy distance away. By the way, I'm Oxnard.
Oh, I'm Dexter.
I'm StS boss.
Boss, what happened?
Where are you?
Are you a robot now?
I don't know. I think I'm in the upside down.
He's in the upside down?
Yes, the atmosphere.
Oh my
is
God.
toxic.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Demigorgons.
Do you see that one girl with glasses anywhere? The one that everybody was up in arms about that
Or
disappeared?
her
Barbara?
corpse?
Oh yes,
Barb?
she's totally fucked.
She's totally fucked?
Oh yeah, she's long gone, everybody.
Long gone. Long
Yeah.
gone.
She's
She's going to be in the
basically
first
a
season.
flesh sack filled
It's
with
me, Barb.
interplanar slugs.
She's going to be in the first scene of the first episode of the second season.
So, boss, obviously we're talking to you through speakerphone. Hopefully this isn't
Yeah.
horrible
Oh,
sounding.
man, an absolute disaster.
This is what it is.
Yep.
Is there a reason why you're on speakerphone?
I told you, I'm in the upside down.
But he's got a phone.
He's not here.
Yeah, right. He's somewhere. He's in a secret location. He's on a secret mission.
Is he in Indianapolis again?
Oh, man. That's where everything goes
You
down.
want to know why I'm on the hunt for the Ethereum miners who've been hoarding the video cards I want, and I'm going to find them. But
Right.
I'm at an undisclosed location because shit's going to go down.
We can make a game out of this. We'll ask you questions, boss.
And then we'll try and understand what you actually say.
No, if we don't understand, we'll just keep talking about something else.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, Season 7, Episode 4. What's this? The Spoils of War?
The spoils of war.
Boy, this episode blew my mind. Because at first, for the first, whatever, 2/3 of this episode, I was like, this is kind of boring.
Honestly,
I was like, this is an okay episode.
when I was watching it,
you know.
I was like, oh, God, this is getting a little fan servicey, especially with the Arya and Brienne thing. And then...
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
She's doing her water dancing, though, boss. What'd you think of that?
It was cool, but I don't buy that little... First of all, I don't buy that the rapier can have any effect on a huge fucking sword and huge fucking woman.
Oh, yeah, Needle
And
was like...
Number two, that's not how faceless people fight. They stab you in the back and poison you and shit.
Whoa. Yeah.
You know?
I know it.
Because she didn't train. I mean, sure, I'm sure she's
He
a
talks the
great
majority
player
of the
and everything,
episode.
but she didn't train with her fucking rapier for weeks. She's the fucking staff, and that's not how they fight. That's all I
Right.
can say.
Well, I think she was honing the water dancing stuff, which I think is like the Jeet Kune Do or
Yeah,
whatever,
just
Bruce
so.
Lee.
Just so.
And it's like use the force of your enemy against them, where like, you know, they're coming at you strong. You know, let them go. Trip them up.
Yeah, I don't know how that little needle thing is like parrying blows from the broadsword, like you just said, boss.
Yeah.
That was the problem that I had with that scene. I mean, it was a cool scene and everything. Like you said, it was a lot of fan service. I think the whole episode actually was fan service.
Well, yeah. But there, I was going to say there's good fan service.
Now, I'm not saying that, this episode sucked, fan
No,
service,
no,
stupid,
no,
blah, blah, blah.
we're not being negative.
But I'm
no.
just pointing out that this was finally what people have been waiting to see, I think, this whole episode. Arya getting back is one of the first things. back to Winterfell. Jon Snow's obviously not there.
Right.
And this water dancing thing. I thought it was a cool callback to her first teacher.
What was her name? Fonzarelli?
Yeah, Fonzarelli.
Fonzarelli?
Yeah. And, but yeah, how this little girl is able to block these attacks from Brienne of Tarth.
It would break needle.
With a broadsword, with this little needle thing, and that was blowing my mind. I don't know how she didn't instantly either have her wrist broken or just hanging on to the needle. Didn't make sense to me.
I imagine a broadsword would cut through needle, or at least bend it out of whack, and they should have just stuck with more of, like, you know, not parrying, but, like, guiding the sword away from her. It's like it is like she's using Brienne's energy against her rather than physically like stopping that blow, that.
She's just kind of like flowing around like a sock in the wind.
Yeah.
Like one of those. She could have just been one of those car dealership people.
It's
just
water
dodging
dancing.
moves.
Doesn't her teacher tell her that, like, water or Bruce Lee definitely said this. He said, like, you take water and it takes the shape of the pitcher.
Yeah.
I don't do a good Bruce Lee at all. That was like
that was the least racist impersonation you could have, because I loved your pronunciation
the
of
way
the word
of the
pitcher.
intercepting fist or something. I forget.
But it's true, and then water is also extremely powerful.
Who?
Water,
yeah, and it takes a
Mr. Jonathan Waters.
No, I thought you got the name of the guy.
No.
Do you remember the name of the guy, boss?
Sirio?
What guy?
The guy who taught Arya to water
Sirio
dance.
or something, wasn't it?
Was it Sirio?
Yeah, Sirio.
Not
Sirio de Bergerac.
Not Cisco?
Cisco. It's called sword fighting.
Look, Arya, you take the sword and you use it to parry the blow.
Oh, man, we can't get through an episode of this without bringing up some kind of Star Trek series.
He's the first sword of Bravos.
That's right.
All right,
Not anymore.
We can talk about whatever you want in any order you want, if you want to go in order.
Well, like I said, I think for me, this episode was interesting. I enjoyed it. I was liking all the scenes, but I was like, well, there's not really much happening. You know what I mean? A little development, but there was no action. And then all of a sudden, holy fuck.
Yeah.
The end of this episode, I was losing my mind. I swear to God, I did not... It kept going for me. So you hear they're at this gold train, whatever they're doing. They're bringing this gold back. That's what this whole line is. It's just to protect the carriage, right?
Yeah, to deliver the gold to, because the Iron
Gold
Bank
train.
demands it. No, there is a funny name for this battle. It's called Loot Train.
Loot Trail or something.
Loot Trail, yeah.
And then you hear the Dothraki. I thought it was kind of funny because the Dothraki are like 20 minutes out, and you hear them.
Yeah, the
I was
rumbling.
like, oh, I think someone's coming. Let's wait here for another half hour, and then maybe they'll show up. And then the battle started, and then it just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it was giving me goosebumps when I was watching it. It's because that's what we were all waiting for Daenerys to finally do something, and she's listening to Tyrion. She's like getting upset and annoyed. Like, she's losing now. It's like, you need to fucking do something quick. Made me wish I was better at Warhammer Total War. That's the feeling I got from it.
That's all you could think about?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this looks cool. This looks like a possible battle in Warhammer Total War. That'll never happen for me.
Oxnard, honey, what's wrong? Aren't you enjoying the episode? Fucking Warhammer. I suck at this game. That's all I can think about.
I'm playing it for 3 weeks straight.
Warhammer's ruining my life.
Yeah, all right. You want me to do my little notes on the battle? I just wrote notes on like the different scenes.
Yeah, I mean, dive right in, man. I don't know where to begin with this battle. It's crazy.
Well, the main big thing that happened is Drogon gets the scorpion barb or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
into his right shoulder. And
yeah.
The thing I noticed is like
didn't cut him down though. He just instead pulled up right in front of Bronn.
But I definitely think Qyburn poisoned those arrows.
Oh, he must have,
Oh,
right?
shit.
That's good thinking.
Because remember,
I didn't think of that.
with Oberyn, he was so impressed with Oberyn poisoning the mountain, and he was trying to fix him. And he made the poison that Cersei gave the Sand Snake.
That's right.
So the guy likes poisons, and also
Oh, no.
Khal Drogo was hit in the right shoulder, and it was a minor wound, but that's what killed him.
Oh, fuck.
And the dragon was hitting the right shoulder, and the dragon's name is Drogon.
Oh, damn. I didn't even realize that shit.
And, yeah, I think that dragon's going to be dead soon.
That's a shame.
Man, that whole
You know they're going to
scene,
kill some dragons.
I know.
I was like, oh man, I hope this dragon doesn't get hurt because I like animals, and it's a very rare animal, and that makes it even worse if it gets hurt and dies.
How'd you feel about all those horses getting ripped to shreds?
But then it was burning hundreds and hundreds of people, and I didn't really care about any of those people.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I know. Well, I care. I did. I was like, I didn't know who to root for in this battle. That's what made it so. It was so amazing to watch because I wanted like everybody to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't want Bronn to get killed. I didn't want Jaime to get burnt right there.
You didn't want Daenerys to get killed.
And I wanted Daenerys. Right. I didn't want her to get killed. I didn't want the dragon to get killed. I thought it was awesome when Tyrion. You see Tyrion watching the battle unfold from a hilltop in the distance, and like he can see there's Jaime on his white horse, kind of like in the fray, and he sees when the dragon lands in front of Bronn.
Yeah.
And he's going like, "Flee, you idiot!"
Don't be a
He's
fucking
like,
idiot,
"You
you
fucking idiot! Get the fuck out of here!" And then Jaime charges.
And you understand Jaime because he killed the Mad King. A guy was lighting everything on fire, and he took him out. And he's like, hey, his daughter's here doing the same bullshit that guy was doing. Now's my chance. Might as well do it.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's doing his job, too.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from whatever personal feelings he has, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And then that was crazy. I honestly didn't see Bronn coming out of nowhere to, like, tackle him.
That was cool. He had a Jon Snow, like, Battle of the Bastards moment where he's in the chaos.
Yeah.
And he's running around. I like that shot.
Oh, that shot was incredible.
That was an amazing shot. They just followed him for, like, that was at least, like, 20 seconds.
That was
cool.
amazing. All the fight choreography and the editing and, camera placement, your favorite, word, boss, is the cinematography. I thought it was fucking amazing. That shot and the lighting and whatever filter or saturation, whatever effects that they used, to like spruce up the shot, and the whole setup with that tracking shot with Bronn, and it's like that low shot looking up, and he's fighting off people, and the chaos of the battle around him. I was like completely lost in that shot. I loved it.
And I love the shot when Jaime's charging at Daenerys. It was something about the color. I want like a GIF of that on a loop because it looked so cool against the water.
The whole thing looked I wonder how much that cost, that whole battle sequence. Oof. That must have been the most expensive thing that they've ever done.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it looked amazing, and it was so well done. There was nothing, like, cheesy or like, oh, my God, about it, or like, well, of course, obviously. There was like...
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Oh, this person is gonna kill that person.
Roseanne Barr's watching Game of Thrones.
No, I mean, I loved the whole thing. And
was
like
good,
I said, it came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, so my
whole battle
question...
was fucking amazing.
I was looking at a map. They're coming from Casterly Rock, right? They're in the Reach.
No, they're coming from Highgarden.
From Highgarden?
Yeah. Jaime was at Highgarden.
Okay, so
That's where they're coming from.
When they were attacked, where were they at that
They're
point?
somewhere... I think Highgarden's in the background. They're not far from
Okay,
Highgarden.
I'm confused, because I thought that was Casterly Rock in the background.
No, because the Jaime was never at Casterly Rock.
Right.
That was the thing, yeah. No, so that's Highgarden. So they're somewhere between Highgarden and King's Landing, and I think they're pretty close to Highgarden. Because I mean, how far away is it from Dragonstone? Like as the dragon flies, although as the Dothraki ride.
No, yeah, I was just trying to figure out like where she would take the horde on the ships and where would they disembark and like how they got there.
I think they rode straight across Westeros.
All right, I believe it. I just want to know like
From
how much time from when they were on Dragonstone and until like that battle was going on.
That's my problem so far with this season is
it's hard to tell what happens when.
How much time has passed? Yeah, exactly, because they are these places are farther away from each other than we realize, and they've mentioned it in I think in the first episode of this season. Sam or Jon Snow says something about how like that's thousands of miles from here.
Yeah, I think
Or
George Martin has said like
or
1,000
Westeros
miles is like South America. Like that's how big it is.
Yeah. So I mean,
So I understand
you can't just like
you can
take the afternoon and head out to wherever you need to go.
And I understand, but these long, like if they jump cut so much time passing by, then I start wondering like, oh, where are the undead? Like where are the White Walkers now? Like
that's what I mean. It's like that's why I was saying with the Eastwatch by the sea thing. I was like, that was ages ago. Like you know what I mean, or whatever. I don't know.
Did you see the preview for the next one after the episode, or no?
Yeah, but I don't remember it. I never remember those.
Well, they should. Well,
I
spoilers.
always
They show
watch them.
Eastwatch.
Oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
I know, but it's funny because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, even though I feel like I probably shouldn't because I don't want to spoil anything. I never remember it anyway.
I'm so drunk. I remember this episode.
Oh man, but yeah, what a fucking amazing.
I have a question.
Battle scene.
Why was the water so deep when Jaime fell into it?
Yeah.
It kind of seems they were right on the surf there, and then it seems like there's a chasm.
Maybe it's not that deep, but like it just gives you the sense of like loss and helplessness that he has, like just that sinking feeling, like.
Okay. It's an artistic
also,
license.
maybe it's maybe I think so. Also, remember it's like the same thing with the shot at the Battle of Hardhome when Jon Snow and the Night King are staring at each other for like 20 minutes, and then when you see the wide shot, they're like 5 feet apart.
Yeah, they're 2 inches apart.
Yeah.
And that was definitely Bronn who like grabbed Jaime, brought him in.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it happened so quick.
Yeah, boss said yeah. Yeah, but I think they do a shot where it's like you see him, his face doing it or something. And the whole thing, he's got a sack. I kept thinking before the battle, I was like, he's got this sack of gold that he got from Jaime. He's strapped it to his horse, and then he's got to go and, like, Jaime's like, well, you know, make sure that anybody that starts lagging behind on the loot trail, they'll be punished for lagging.
That's the idea of that guy, Tarly?
I think he was actually against it.
Jaime was against it, but Tarly...
No, I thought Jaime was for it.
No, Jaime just said, like, it's better to give them a warning that that's what's going to happen rather than just start doing it or something like that.
Oh, I misunderstood. And then, okay. I misunderstood what's going on. Either way, my point was that Bronn's got to go around the whole time. How long is he got to travel now with this fucking gigantic sack of gold strapped to his saddle?
I don't know.
I'd be fucking... I would be like Treasure of the Sierra Madre. I wouldn't be able to stop thinking about my gold. I'd lose my mind. Savvy?
See, I was going to say just take a gold bar or two, but then let's say you need to spend some gold at some point.
Start sawing some off. Hold on, give me a couple of hours here.
Yeah.
Is there a smelter nearby?
Why don't they just invent paper money? Duh.
Doi. Backed by gold?
Boss, what'd you like about the Battle of the Loot Trail?
Well,
I'm assuming
Bronn,
that's the
he's
name.
awesome. So that was cool that it was very Bronn-centric.
Mm-hmm.
And when Jaime fell in the water, I'm assuming, I mean, people theorize, I guess, that he's dead.
He's not dead.
It seems like they're leaving it open, so he's probably not dead. But the thing is, somebody's got to be able to get him out of there, because he's in, like, full plate. There's
And a
no
golden
way he's
hand.
swimming.
He's sinking hand first.
He's not dead. They don't really fuck around with people getting killed in this show. That's the one good thing. The only thing that they really kind of did weirdly was Stannis.
Yeah.
That was weird. I never believed that Stannis was dead until basically Brienne was like, I killed him.
Yeah.
I always
They were
thought,
trying to do like a
I
Hound
thought
thing,
she'd
I
let
think.
him go or some fucking thing like that. But other than that, they always like, no, this guy's dead. See, here we are sawing his head off.
His
Or,
head popping.
he just got fucking, he just got his head exploded with somebody's bare hands. They don't fuck around with that usually. So there's no way that Jaime is just dead all of a sudden. Now he's in big trouble, but I don't think he's dead.
Yeah,
they're not gonna Walking Dead this.
They're not going to sand snake it?
Sand snake it. You know how many episodes it would take for that battle to have occurred in The Walking Dead?
Oh, like
a season.
half a
to
season.
Get to that.
And then the mid-season break.
Right.
And then when we get back, a recap episode leading up to the battle again. Then maybe around the second and third episode, it gets into full swing. Something like that.
Instead, that's what was so amazing about this episode to me was like, here's like a run-of-the-mill And it's, you know, granted, like, fine, normal episode, but nothing really going on, nothing super exciting. And I was kind of, you know, dull, I guess, for all intents and purposes. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh shit, like, they're going to end this episode right before, like, the Dothraki charged them. And then it just kept going, and kept going, and kept going.
Yeah.
It was this amazing fucking battle scene, and Daenerys is coming in. And what I loved about it was the dragon, I mean, the sheer terror, like, in people's
cool,
faces,
right?
staring at it. And then, did you see, there were a few amazing shots of after the dragon burned people, they were like, there was just like this ashen corpse.
Turned to ashes.
And then there was one group of archers that were firing, and then Jaime watches them, you know, get burnt alive. And then he's like, the camera swirls around, he looks, and then when it comes back, and you see behind him, a breeze comes and blows the archers' ashen statues away. I was like, it was. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been like kind of blown away by anything like that in a really
not since like Battle of the
long
Bastards.
time. No, but I mean, even that was like, wow, that was intense, and it was incredible because it was like disturbingly real to me.
Yeah, you know what it is?
Obviously the realism wasn't there, but this was just like fucking awesome, but not in a.
Well, this is realistic,
And it was
as
so
would
over the
be.
top, but in a way that was great. I
Yeah.
didn't feel like this is too much or.
No, it was great because that's probably
It's fucking awesome.
how most battles back then would have been. Like the Battle of the Bastards, yeah, that was great, but it was two armies meeting.
Yeah.
It was almost like an appointment.
Yeah.
And it was like, we're going to talk this out, but you know it's going to end with a... This is just like how an actual like Mongol horde would like sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And the chaos, and then you throw in a dragon in there.
You
Yeah.
know, the fear that the Lannister army has, because you can hear them coming, it's this, they have no idea what the Dothraki are like. Those people have never seen Dothraki. Tarly's one son there had never been in battle before. He's talking about how...
Dickon?
Yeah, Dickon. Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious.
What's your name again? Rickon? Dickon. And then Ron just laughs in his
Ron
face.
laughs.
That was great.
But I mean, that they must have been terrified. Like, you could just feel the fear, and then the fucking dragon comes. It was fucking nuts. Daenerys got a little cocky.
Yeah, but also, isn't she burning up all the food? Isn't that what's in those carriages and stuff? Because they say they delivered the gold. They say, oh, it made it safely to King's Landing.
Oh, and the grain stores.
Because they went to the Reach to get all the food.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. I
So
thought
didn't she-
that he was burning all the food too. I didn't think that was part of the plan.
No, I think she was just blood drunk, and
Oh, she might have been.
she went a little nuts. How does
Now
she steer?
nobody's gonna have any food.
Huh?
Now nobody's gonna have any food.
Yeah,
think that's
everybody's
what's
gonna be hungry.
I think so. Now she's probably made a mistake. People are going to start starving, and the winter's coming. And
I don't
so-
even think they're gonna go there, though. I think they're just
There's a lot of food.
ignoring that, because I
Um,
think in the next episode, the whole point was, I think if I remember right in the previews now, so spoiler alert in case you didn't watch it, you don't want to hear it, but I think the whole plan was that she doesn't just go, like, she wanted to go to King's Landing, burn the fucking place to the ground, and then it's mine now, I'm queen, thank you, you're welcome, blah blah blah. But everybody hates her or thinks she's just as nuts as her dad, or now the Targaryens are back. Instead, her whole special thing is that does this, but she's just and she's fair. So now she's going to address survivors and say,
Right.
hey, look, you lost the battle. This is the way it is. I'm not here to just execute everybody who's against me.
Maybe she'll capture
Pledge your
Jaime.
loyalty to me, bend the knee, and you live, and we'll all be happy together, or you can die right now.
You think she'll capture Jaime? Get him out of the water?
I don't think so.
No?
I think he's going to get away. If he survives, I think he's
I
going
mean,
to
he's
get away.
right there. They saw where he plunged in, so they got it.
That's
not like
true.
they're not going to forget
And
about him.
it's probably only like 2 feet of water.
Yeah,
No,
originally.
I could see the dragon fishing him out.
Is he that like nimble though, or like is he that? Is he able to be that careful, the dragon, where he can just like kind of pick him out with his teeth without biting his body in half?
Maybe. He has a cool tail whip. I like that move.
Oh, that was fucking awesome!
How much damage is
Yeah,
that, boss, in
cool.
D&D? A dragon tail whip. It's like 3D 80s or something.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's called, there's a term for it.
Tail whip.
It might not, it might be crushing blow or something like that.
Tail whip in Pokemon, anyways, like a
Oh god.
It's like a move. It like lowers like your defense or something.
I see.
It doesn't. It's not like a physical attack in Pokemon. Just so everybody knows.
Okay.
Let's all be clear on that. So, there was a lot of other really good stuff. There was a lot of funny Jon Snow stuff to me in this episode. Because he's so fucking mopey as hell.
The funniest thing I could think of was when they're in that cave.
Oh, he definitely drew those drawings.
Yes! I was like, John definitely drew these paleoglyphs.
Ooh, he's like rubbing chalk off his fucking glove.
Oh, they were here the whole time. Oh, the children, milady, they were here.
Jon Snow.
Oh, Jon Snow's got something to show you.
I've been working I found these last night. Look, milordy lady. Yeah,
oh, shit.
I guess all the money went to the battle scenes, and then at the last minute, they're in the cage, like, oh, shit. All right, just fucking carve into some foam or spray paint it black or brown.
What is it? Was it carved or was it chalk? Because there's blue for the eyes.
Yeah, it was carved. It looked 3D.
All right.
Like
I thought it was like old chalk drawings.
No, because that would not last. Like carving into a rock would last.
Chalk too. That's what it looked like. Just stupid.
It can't be chalk because it would be gone.
That's true. It would be
It's not gonna last for thousands of years.
I don't know, those cave paintings. I don't know.
Did you think it would be cooler when they showed the dragon glass on the walls?
Yeah, I didn't even know what the fuck I was looking at.
Yeah,
I was like,
this
is
Yeah,
rocks.
me neither.
I was expecting more of like a mithril scene,
Yes.
like out of Fellowship of the Ring.
They had dramatic music, but I was like squinting at the screen because I thought I was missing something. I was like, oh. They didn't have to have like some kind of dramatic dragon glass reveal to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they
they
really
could
could.
have just
The
said,
stuff-
what, boss?
If you think about it, the stuff is pitch black, and it's like, oh, we're in this really dark cave.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They could have just had like a Dothraki come out of the cave with a big boulder and they smash it open. You just see dragon glass shards scatter. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's a lot in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
boy. Oh, yes.
By the way, there's some cool pictures that that the children drew. They're White Walkers.
And I didn't realize.
Oh, but I did notice that the symbols on the wall are, and because they talked about it in the after show,
Yes,
whatever.
they did.
Are the same symbols you see the White Walkers make the corpses.
Yes.
Like even in the first episode, they arranged the corpses in these weird patterns and spirals, which is
And
I think,
that's
kinda cool.
because that the children created the White Walkers?
Yeah.
Am I an idiot? How did
No,
I...
don't you remember that scene?
I don't
where
remember this.
The Night King was made. They put the dragon glass in his
Oh,
heart.
yeah.
But see, now I get confused. 'cause
Now I remember that.
if dragon glass is making White Walkers, but it can also
What dragon glass can giveth, dragon glass can also take that shit away.
all right. I hope
I
they
guess.
explain it.
I don't know.
All right, you want to talk about Sansa and Arya and Bran?
Sure.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Oxnard brought up his theory about the dragon being poisoned.
Yes.
That's interesting because a recently dead dragon might become a white dragon once winter gets down there.
That's true.
Right.
That's the other... That's true. That is a big danger that they face.
You think we'll be seeing
And if
that?
they bring him up there,
so.
if they bring him up north,
Now, would a
and
white
for some
dragon
reason-
breathe?
and then he dies up there just in some, like, basically where they're camped, and then comes back to life.
Oh, shit.
Would it be an ice-breathing dragon then? Like he's blowing frost
hope so.
everywhere? That could be cool.
Maybe.
Wasn't there a show on, like, Discovery Channel or something that Patrick Stewart did the narration of about different kinds of dragons?
It was
And that is awesome, by the way.
that was when Discovery was doing their documentaries, but they're fake documentaries because
Right.
they're trying to get more into entertainment. One was like they found a mermaid, and the other one was the megalodon, the giant shark.
Right.
But they don't tell you that it's fake until like the very end credits in the bottom. So idiots, if you're watching it, it's like here's a picture from World War II of a U-boat, and in the background, look at the size of this fin. That's not a whale fin, clearly a shark fin.
Also, Hellboy is on that sub.
Yeah,
Here it
and-
is.
but it's
I
so.
love the dragon documentary, by the way. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, but that one, I think they say
You're
this
welcome.
is fake.
You're welcome. Of course it's fake. They're talking about...
Yeah, but if
that was about, like, if they were real.
Spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
It was cool, though.
I know, yeah, it's fine, but tell it up front, because idiots are going to watch it, and they're going to be like, oh,
Well, it was like Animal X. We've talked about that before.
yeah, but that's their trying to...
Hello, my darlings.
They're not saying, oh, this is definitely real, you know, they're investigating it.
Oh, they're saying it's definitely real, though. Same thing with Monster Hunters.
I don't even know.
Those guys
watch that show.
There's nothing staged about that show at all.
Is that still on, boss? I think I saw a new version of it. It was like Monster Hunters.
I think it is, yeah.
Monster Hunters.
Fatter than ever.
Oh, we made so much money off the... I don't know why Jon Snow's on this program.
It turns out the actors that are playing...
Kit Harington, what are you doing
British.
here? Oh, special guest Kit Harington here fighting the Worm Beast.
Yeah. He's playing Tracker. Oi! I think I found what was that monster from Dune.
Oh, boss, have you seen in Star Citizen the giant Dune worm monsters?
No.
Yeah, some planets are going to have these massive, like, Star Wars worm things. Yeah. Really? It was in a demo they showed. Yeah,
they should have it like Star Wars where you can go inside one.
With the Minoc?
Where you can.
Yes.
They didn't want to go inside.
The Minocs are those bats in them.
Yeah. So in 20 years, when Star Citizen's finally released, we can enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, my prediction, Arya's definitely going to kill Littlefinger with the dagger that Littlefinger gave to Bran.
Well, I think Bran knows that.
Oh, Bran knows it. He's
That's
Dr.
why he
Manhattan.
gave her the documentary.
And it doesn't matter to him.
How
It's
creepy
like,
was Bran now?
well, I understand what
But
he's
it
going
made
through.
sense,
If
yeah.
you know everything, there's no more zest really to life. You're just kind of there,
Where's the zest?
like watching. No wonder this old guy lives up in the woods.
He
as we
needs
said
life
last week.
zest.
Yeah, you need surprises in life. If you know everything's going to happen, it's just like, all right.
Well, what he says, because what's her name? Reed, Amira Reed.
Mira Reed.
She's leaving. She comes to say goodbye, but he's like, all right, whatever. See you later. And she's very upset about the whole thing, and she can see like how different he is. And he basically is like, Bran's dead. I'm not Bran.
Yeah, Bran
I'm
died
the
in
third
that
eye
cave.
raven. And he died in the cave. She says you died in that cave because she gets upset with him and mad at him because like my brother died for you, Hodor died for you, Summer died for you, and you're just like fucking shrugging it off. And he's like, I'm not Bran, so I can't help you out here.
No Bran.
But that makes sense. And I mean, like you just said, man, what would you be like if you saw
Depressed.
all this stuff? Man. So yeah, he definitely gives that dagger over to Arya for a reason. Oh, and you see that, what was the line that he has to Littlefinger? Because Littlefinger's like,
Chaos is a ladder.
Yeah. And Littlefinger's like, what the fuck? Because
And
he
that
says that to
was-
Varys, right? When
It was just him and Varys in like a secret meeting
Yeah.
where Varys was, Littlefinger was planning the whole thing with the
Chaos is a ladder.
when he was going to leave King's Landing and then take Sansa and all that, right? It was right
Yeah.
around that time.
I don't remember, but it was just the two of them in there, and he's
Yeah.
like staring at the throne, and they're talking about how, you know, he's like up front with Varys, like, hey, this is my goal.
Yeah, so the only way Bran can know that is if he's seen everything, throwing a little monkey wrench into that hole.
That was really
whatever the hell
cool.
Littlefinger's trying to do. I will say, I feel like definitely since the writers can't base it off George Martin's books anymore, I do feel like the writing isn't as good. It's still good,
Yeah,
but you know, is George Martin going to write an episode?
I don't think so.
He's done writing an episode. I thought he wrote one every
so.
season.
But I don't know if he. Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna write one this season.
All right, I'm curious because if he does, I would
Because
love to
it's
see
not,
the difference. But I was going to
What's
say,
he gonna go on? It might be completely different. He'd be thinking completely differently writing
Right.
an episode for this than he is on his book. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not getting into a whole thing about like, oh, fucking George Martin, or he's never gonna finish, or blah blah blah. It's his book; he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
But I feel like I bet he hates. I bet he hates it.
Yeah, you've said that before,
Yeah,
that he hates
because
knowing the
I
show's
keep
ahead of him.
putting myself in his shoes, and I would fucking hate it at this point.
Right.
It's a fucking chore.
Well, for all we know, because he gave them how the story ends, and who knows, maybe in like a year or something's gonna happen. He's going like, you know what? I thought of something better. So here's where the show and
Aliens land.
the book diverge. Oh man, if you're gonna make that work, I'm all for it.
How about this? People have been experimenting with monkeys.
like Stalin's
Now there's a new
half
race.
man ape armies?
Hitler armies of apes.
Well, what was I going to say?
Sometimes, guys, the journey is better than the end goal.
That's true.
I don't buy that at all.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I haven't understood a word he said since
either.
Oh, shit. Hey, boss.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about the process.
I
It's
also
about the process.
think, the writing might be a bit worse. I feel like the little
Not like horribly different. It's just
kind of
I can tell.
away.
Like
I don't know if I agree with you guys on that.
No, the episodes where George Martin would write, even then, when he was writing it, like it just felt like, wow, I'm reading the book. Like what they're saying sounds perfectly how they would say it in the book.
His episodes were always...
Because his way of writing
another
dialogue,
level.
I think, helped him so much with the character. Because I'm noticing with Littlefinger, even with Tyrion is not as witty. Like, he has his moments. Littlefinger, I feel like, right now is just kind of like stagnating. And they're not sure what to do because he was so...
They don't know what to do with him. And
yeah,
Tyrion.
I get the feeling they're not sure what to do and they don't know how to write for him anymore.
Littlefinger, I mean, I see. I haven't thought about it that way, only because of, I guess, where the story is for those characters. I mean, right now there hasn't been a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, but I think they
for
wrote it.
Tyrion. You think that they would have?
I think they're writing it that way.
Because Littlefinger is in a weird position. Because Littlefinger is not in a position that he designed for himself to be in right now.
He can't manipulate.
And so he's kind of stuck. Tyrion is on his heels because he's failing. So that's why I guess I haven't really... It hasn't like struck a chord like that with me, how it has for you guys.
It's not a major thing. It's just
I
noticed.
actually think that the writing has been better in many ways than it has been in previous seasons.
Well, it's better in terms of
for many characters.
The overarching design of the episodes.
Yeah.
I feel they're moving quickly. You're getting
the structure
interesting-
is there.
The structure's there. I'm just talking personally, just individual characters here and there, and the way they say certain dialogues. I feel it's more. The other thing I'm noticing a bit more is these little moments where I feel like the people running the show are going to go, oh, the fans are going to love this. Like with the Brienne and Arya, but then also I can see it with Jon and Daenerys when they give these
in
little
that
looks.
after the show bit,
Yeah.
what David Benioff or DB Weiss or whatever, one of the guys was saying how, and I was like, I did not pick up on this at all. And when they're in the cave and Jon Snow showing Daenerys the artwork that he made.
Look, teacher, me make. Me.
Very good, Jon. You're talented.
You're special.
You know, and they get kind of close and they're talking, and then he's like, "Oh, and you can feel the heat between them."
That's funny.
And he's like, you can feel the attraction, and you can see the attraction is growing between the physical attraction for the two. And I was like, what? I didn't
really
see
pick up
that
on that
at all. Jon Snow is like has basically a wet blanket. He's the personality of a rock.
That's why he has so much
He's
dialogue. He's easy to write for.
I guess.
Notice Varys hasn't said a word. He's here the whole time on the beach.
Yeah.
Did you even know he was there?
Barely. He's just there, kind of looking like making a face at Jon. Like when she asks it, like Jon Snow, what do you think? And he just kind of makes a face, like, what the fuck? I'm standing right here, bitch. Ask me. I'm the man. I'm the fucking spider.
You just look sad.
I was like, I didn't get that at all. I feel no chemistry between Jon Snow and Daenerys.
I think they are just out of political reasons and maybe just for the union of it. They're
but the bold writing choice would be to have them just
fuck in the cave.
Right in the butt. One, butt fucking. No.
She straps on and Jon bends over. Twist.
Here's my dragon dick.
Oh,
I have the dick of the dragon. No, I think a bolder choice would be to not have them get together at all. Right. Even like if you kind of get a sense that they might, that never happens, or that they get together, but neither of them wants to be romantically linked to one another, but they both understand that this is the political move to make.
Right.
And maybe even in fact they don't even like each other.
But then they have that scene, which is interesting, where they talk to Missandre about like marriage and like what it means, like when she was a slave
Sandy or whatever.
Sandy.
Missandei of
And I thought
North.
Davos, like writing there for Davos was good. He's funny the last.
Davos
two
is
episodes.
he's like, I feel like he's walking pretty tall.
This guy's a cut up over here.
Yeah,
walking
he
around.
is. He's always got a fucking joke, or he's like his
How's a
personality's
good
really
heart?
coming through.
Yeah, you're staring at her tits.
Missandei of North. Tell me, oh, do they have marriage in North? Missandei of North. Something's weird with her. Boss, what was your theory you were talking about? Or somebody had a theory that you said.
I literally just read a title of an article that I didn't read, and it said something about Miss Andy being a faceless person.
Okay, but if you're gonna go down that road,
So it's your theory that you've wrote yourself in detail?
can
Is
you
that what
link
I'm
us to this
hearing?
article
Is that
on
what
your
I'm
blog?
hearing? In great detail?
Bossblog.right.
Well, what are your thoughts on that, guys?
I was gonna say, if you go down that road, you're gonna be like, "Oh, he's a faceless man. They're all faceless men. It's all about faceless
all
men.
faceless men.
A song of faceless men and fire." That's what I think. So, rather than speculate, I'd rather see where the show goes.
No, speculate.
I'd rather not think.
What do you sound like a Republican
Speaking
congressman,
of
like
speculation.
like Wolf Blitzer just asked you, would you take a meeting with Russians if you knew this was happening? Well, let's just let the investigation play out and see where this goes.
Right? No, that
Answer
was
the question,
that was
sir.
that was an obvious joke. Why would you record a short a podcast on Game of Thrones and not speculate? That's
All right, I'm sorry. No, I'm the stupid one.
I had to say more sarcastic, but I was cracking up.
With Littlefinger,
I
I
apologize.
feel like in the actual books, I think that his character is going to do something like crazy and unexpected because
Take
he's
his pants
a huge
off, run around.
part of the plot. He's trying to be king.
Stop dyeing his
And
hair.
It's sort of fizzling away in the show, and I think that's what they're sort of missing. They don't really know what happens. Like, I guess George Martin hasn't. It's a huge part of the book, I bet, and he hasn't told them about it, so they don't really have an idea for what to do with it.
I remember
Yeah.
Littlefinger. He had all these big plans. He was taking over the Eyrie. He was doing a bunch of crazy shit, and now he's just kind of like hanging around, giving away a weapon that could
Exactly.
kill him.
What was the purpose of him
I think,
giving that
I
away?
think that maybe in the books he attempts to kill or kills Jon because he's the bastard. He's not one of Catelyn's kids, so he doesn't give a fuck about her because he loves Catelyn. So he sort of, I guess, cares about her kids, or at least Sansa, because of that.
Yeah, but if he did that, he's got to do it real quick because he's going to be in serious trouble because he's pledged, along with everybody else up there, that he's the king in the North. So it doesn't matter that he's a bastard.
He would do it secretly. He wouldn't do it obvious.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Try to kill him, but he
Public
would,
forum.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah.
Gather, hear ye, hear ye. Watch me stab thee. I rhyme now. I'm Littlefinger.
Because the obvious goal, I would think, for him is to marry Sansa, probably against their will. He doesn't give a fuck, and get rid of Jon. But that's not really happening.
Sansa, he's basically going to have to, like, Ramsey Sansa up or something.
Ramsey.
because
The Ram Sansa.
because she doesn't want a fucking thing to do with him. I get the impression that she's disgusted by him
Yeah. And she's so manipulative now herself, and
because she's fighting every battle in her mind.
she's not going to
She
fall
took his
for
advice.
any stupid bullshit.
Fight every battle in your
I
mind.
feel like possibly in the book, maybe Littlefinger. Maybe Littlefinger blackmails Sansa, and she has.
He's got
to marry him,
Polaroids.
something like that.
I kept those lewd text messages you sent me.
Maybe. The other thing they talked about that I liked is like how all the experiences between Sansa, Arya, and Bran, like all their journeys made them like completely different people. So when they get back together, and they were saying that's the fight between Arya and Brienne, like Sansa's watching, she's seeing, well, what a change. She's like a
Yeah.
little killer. And then Arya can see like Sansa's become this different person. Bran, obviously, everyone's like,
Bran
what the
is
fuck
like, oh,
happened to this
goddamn,
creepy
Bran's
weirdo?
a fucking bummer, man. Because you know why? Because everybody's like, Bran's home. Oh, yay! And then I'm like, oh, god damn it. It would have been easier for me if he was dead. I can't deal with this. This is too hard to handle.
What'd you think of Jon
Oh,
Snow
yeah.
and Theon? Because I did not see this coming, and I
That
never
surprised
thought
me.
this would happen. I can't even remember the last time they saw each other. Because when they first approached, I was like, wait, are they in good terms? Does Jon know what?
Well, Jon
Theon
knows.
did?
Jon knows because he gets letters, Raven letters, when he's at the Wall, because he's commander at the Wall for a while there,
Like,
and
I'm
so
just-
he knows that Theon.
I think he knew that he took Winterfell.
Yeah, he knew that he took
That's what
Winterfell.
he
Right.
knew.
Okay.
And he gets word that his brothers are dead.
Right. Okay.
And so I still don't buy that the only reason he doesn't kill Theon on the spot is because of what he did for Sansa. None of them would have been in that fucking position in the first place if Theon had done that.
Yeah.
He watched Rickon die in front of him. He held him as he died. And the reason that he died, and Ramsay is because Theon took over, and then they ran off. Bran and Rickon and Osha and Hodor and everybody, they ran off because of what Theon did, and then Theon pretended to have their bodies burned. He said that they were dead, and he burned villagers' bodies.
Okay.
So they wouldn't have been in the position that they were in if Theon didn't do that.
All right.
So Rickon wouldn't have done. So I don't buy that. He should have killed him.
I only liked that scene because I could not remember where the hell they were when they last met. So I wasn't sure, wait, is Jon about to like behead Theon in like 2 seconds and just throwing like a death out of nowhere?
I wish he did.
Remember how hilarious that scene was? Because Rickon was like fucking 6 feet tall or some shit, and he used to be a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's like speaking to Jon Snow. Jon. It hurts.
Don't worry.
I guess like if you can be in the Actors Guild or whatever, you get protection even if you're a kid, right? And you're something, you get a SAG card or whatever.
I guess.
I don't know anything. Because I was just saying, like, oh, just find another kid, put a wig on him. Like, just get a little kid. They all look the same. Who cares?
Put a wig on him. It's funny when you look at. I think even before this episode started, there was a previously, in the previously on Game of Thrones, they
Isn't
had
it funny what they
baby
show you?
Bran. It was like Bran from the first season. I was like, this kid is like. It looked like 20 years ago
They're
compared
showing,
to
like,
him now.
Here's a scene from season 1, episode 2, and I'm like, really? Like, what happened then that I need to remember for this episode? So,
I like how they refer to the assassin as a cutthroat.
yeah, cutthroat.
Yeah, thought that was
like
pretty
cut
cool.
purses.
Yeah,
Cut purses.
Cut
are cool.
purses. It's a cut purse.
Pickpocket. Put pocket.
Ooh.
Which is a real thing. Put
reverse
pocket.
pickpocket. Oh, yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Slip a
Huel,
grenade in that
like
pocket.
Huel. Huel's a put
Yeah.
pocket.
Huel's rules.
And Better Call
Pocket.
Saul.
What'd you think of the 2 dopey guards at Winterfell, boss?
I love dopey guards. Dopey guards are a fixture.
They're an
I think,
institution.
of
In
most
D&D.
medieval-based fantasy story.
They are.
It seemed like something out of D&D, where Darrow and Graham show
Yes.
up and meet those 2 guys.
I wonder how long the writers wanted those guards to show up. Like, how long did they keep those guys in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash them?
Took 7 years.
I've
to
developed
finally
these
use
characters for 15
Guard
years.
Dopo and Guard Dumb Guy. Dumb Doodle.
Oh, do you think the dragons smell bad? What's it like to sit on top of that dragon?
Reptiles...
Breathing-wise.
I think the excrement of a reptile can be stinky, or maybe the saliva. Like, I know Komodo dragons have, like, the most bacteria-ridden mouths in, like, all of the animal kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
If you get bit by them, it's like you
course.
need to get, like, antibiotics immediately.
Oh, shit.
So
I think that's like a T-Rex. Didn't they say a T-Rex bite because T-Rex's
dead
teeth
meat.
aren't like, they weren't like razor sharp for like slicing. They were like
Yeah.
bone crushing everything because they would just chomp on all of it and shit would get stuck in their mouth.
For months.
And so if you got like an animal got bit by a T-Rex and escaped, it was still like as good as dead basically because infection was like inevitable.
Yeah, but I've held snakes, I've held lizards. there's no
Up
real
to your
smell.
nose?
Well, I've held them close enough that if there was a smell,
Hey, Oxnard, what's this rattlesnake smell
like when you hold a dog, a dog has like not a bad smell. Sometimes they do, but
Well-
a dog has like an odor about them. Same with a cat. There's like a cat smell.
Oh,
Even a rabbit,
You
I've
can
had-
smell when a person owns a cat as soon as you walk in the
Well,
door.
that's the litter box.
Yeah.
But
That's cat smell to me.
Well, you're not wrong. Rabbits, guinea pigs even have like a little smell or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, but reptiles, I don't think they stink too much. But I don't know. How's the fire ignite? Is it a lot of methane? Like, it's obviously
There's
a
got
chemical.
to be some kind of. I think there's sacs
There's these
within the
tubes in their throat because I
that
remember once they
squirt.
roared.
Yeah, like a
Roared.
spit. Yeah.
They roared. So it's a chemical reaction. These two chemicals combine and kablamo. Yeah, but now we're on to the battle here. But they really did a good job of showing like how much it must hurt. It's like napalm.
Yeah. Did Dickon die?
No, he saved Jaime.
Oh yes, and he didn't die at that point.
Yeah.
I thought like it was going to be a classic like, wow, that was close. You saved me. Oh, you're dead now.
I'm curious what they're going to do with that character because they introduced him. Seems a little like a dud, but they keep him around.
Dickon the dud.
I thought he was definitely going to die in this battle.
I thought that's what I mean. I thought as soon as he saved Jaime was going to give him like a head nod, like thanks, I owe you one, and then he's going to like get a Dothraki like Sith in his face or something.
Sith?
Scythe?
Scythe? Yeah. Scythe.
Whatever. Sith.
Star Wars now?
Unlimited power. Some of these Dothraki are
basically
fucking
it.
insane too. I thought it was cool. They like jump up on the horses and they're firing
Oh, yeah.
crossbows like Mongols, like Genghis Khan style or something. And then they jump off, and it's like one Dothraki against like 60 Lannister soldiers.
I
Guy
like
kills
when,
like 3 of them, and then
Yeah, when Tyrion's looking on, Dothraki says, "Your people not good at fighting," or whatever he says.
I know. I was waiting for him. See, I was waiting for him, like maybe to your point about the writing. I was waiting for him to say something there. Man,
That fucking idiot works. I mean,
there were some incredible shots in
Oh,
this
it's
battle
beautiful.
scene. Just wide shots of here's the dragon, and it's just spraying fire for like 15, 20 seconds nonstop.
in Battle of the Bastards,
fucking
they
amazing.
did that awesome video. It was on Vimeo of John and how they put in all the effects, the CGI horses, and they
Oh,
showed
yeah.
the skeletons. And then how they matte painted. Then they put in the smoke effects and how they layered it in. I hope they do that with this because
What?
always
But
fun.
see, that's the editing is outrageously good to me in this episode because so often battle scenes are and fighting is so like choppy. And it's like, oh, quick cut. Here's fire blasting. Here's this happening. Here's this explosion. Boom, 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 boom. And it's so fast, and you feel like you barely see it. Here, they gave us. That's why I was saying it is fan service, but in a really great way.
This is fan
because
service done
here's,
perfectly well.
here's long shots of
Yeah.
the dragon destroying everything, of people fighting. It was so good. It was beautiful. Awesome. I loved it.
I'm glad Shaky Cam has been ousted as the gimmicky
Yeah, well,
piece
like
of
Paul
shit it is.
Greengrass didn't, whatever his name is, didn't direct this episode. The guy who directed the Bourne movies.
Yeah, I forget the video I was
Because
watching. but-
those are dizzying.
Oh, it's horrible, and it's like you can just hire any. The whole reason they do it is because if you have no martial arts experience, you
Yeah.
can, like me and you could shaky cam it up. It'll look like we're fucking in a brutal
Now,
fight.
what they should have employed that technique during the sand snake
yeah,
scenes.
there it
it would have been appropriate.
Do it because their coolness factor would have driven it along.
Know
but-
your actors, I guess.
Yeah, but he was talking about a martial artist. Like he was talking about like some of the best martial arts films. I remember I was telling you about this one called Ninja, the Ninja series.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
long extended fights because they know martial arts and they
Yeah.
know how to shoot it. Like it's not a jump cut. It's like here guys physically interacting with each
Yeah,
other.
I think I watched. I think in the second Ninja movie,
Yeah, the bar fight.
the bar fight
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
is fucking awesome.
All right, boss. Any thoughts? Random topics?
No. In the beginning, Dexter, you as well brought something up
Okay.
that I disagree with.
Oh,
That-
what is it?
That this was what everybody was waiting for. I wasn't really waiting for a fight scene with her on the dragon.
What?
I'm more interested in giants and wild or a what is it? Weiss attacking the wall. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, but
So there.
Okay, so we were wrong when we said everybody. We meant everybody but boss.
Yeah.
It's just a generalization, I think.
Yeah, well,
what I
just-
mean to say is the general kind of audience, I would say, has been waiting for... And I think that
We're
the series
introduced-
has been building to...
We're introduced
This.
to Daenerys first, then the White Walkers, and like their overall magnitude of the White Walkers.
Yeah.
For the longest time, it was just some creepy shit going on north. Daenerys, you've known since the end of the first season, she has the dragons and she wants to get back to Westeros.
It's
That's what I
inevitable
meant.
that you're waiting... Oh, you want these dragons to grow up so she can ride them and take them into battle. That's like the entire series, you're waiting for that to happen.
Right, but apparently Boss...
Ride 'em.
Yeah, Boss doesn't give a shit about that. He wasn't waiting for that.
Dragons are boring. No one wants to see this.
It was good.
In the second book, remember George Martin in the thing, he says, thanks to, I guess his wife or someone, she's the one who told me to keep the dragons in or something. Like, there was a time where he didn't want to put
Oh,
dragons in the
yeah,
book or
that's
something.
right. I do. Yeah, there is a thing. Yeah.
He has a wife.
Yeah.
Are you all right with that?
I'm a bit surprised.
Really? He's rich. He's got Game of Thrones money. No, I think he's been married for years and years
Yeah,
and
it's
years.
been his wife since forever.
Well, we gotta email her and be like, make this chump finish this book.
This book that you've never read?
Yeah, you haven't even read it, Boss, so...
That's not the point. Finish what you start. That's my message to the world.
I don't know.
I missed that last bit.
And then there's that other shot of the Lannisters pouring the water, jumping in the water and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's rough. And it's true, you don't know... There's no one really to root for. You just hope, like, no one too major dies, you know?
Man.
That's it. It's like the scene from Mars Attacks where they wipe out Congress.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's what this evokes. The genius film from Tim Burton. Mars Attacks.
His best work. Yikes. That's the sound when the dragon is roaring.
Oh, Danny, I taught him to speak. God, what have you done?
That guy, Djibouti Dubs, has to dub that scene with this one.
Oh, yeah, or bad lip reading, the bad lip reading
Just
people.
name dropping more popular channels on our channel.
Why don't we do Djibouti Dubs?
You know who should do this? Not us and that other one that doesn't need any help or marketing whatsoever.
We're wasting our time.
Huh?
I guess we dub sometimes.
What?
We dub?
We dub sometimes? When do you dub? I don't.
Dubstep?
Drop that. When's that beat gonna drop?
How do you think she controls the dragon, Boss? Is it like a Ratatouille
well,
thing?
You pull its lizard scale one way, and it's like a joysticks.
All right, so it is like Ratatouille then.
Yes, exactly like that.
Okay, evoking Ratatouille and Mars Attacks. The other thing is Daenerys obviously has never taken a first aid class. Because you are not supposed... If you get impaled by something, you do not pull it out. You're going to do more damage.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to break it off.
Break it off and then take it out later. Like, if I get, like, a giant blade in me right now, the last thing you need to do is rip it out, because you could be pulling it out.
Well, like a bow and
vessel.
arrow. That's what you do. You break off so it's not sticking out
Yeah, and then
like
later...
2 feet out of your chest.
Yeah.
And then deal with it later. And then we'll burn. I'll heat up a blade and burn the wood.
around and trying to work it.
So I don't know what she was doing there. Then Drogon. All right, so that was Bronn. Okay. Was it Bronn?
Yeah, it was Bronn.
Okay.
Yes.
See, this water looks deep to me. Is this an artistic choice?
No, it's not that.
It's
not that
really,
deep.
really deep.
It is deeper than it should be. I think you're right.
It's
It
like
is
20
like at
feet
least
deep.
like 10 feet at least.
It's like the Marianas Trench right there in Westeros.
It's just 5 feet across, but it's
Holes.
1,000 meters deep, or leagues, 10,000 leagues. Well, Mark Slaughter worked on this episode.
Directed by Jon Schackman, I think?
I am Shaqman.
Does that mean you play basketball?
He's an android that was designed to direct episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I am Shakman. I will direct you. Move more to the left. That is it. Act better. Very good.
The comments?
Sure.
Mario Pellequito. Did we ever...
Mario. Thank you so much for listening to the show.
Mario Pellequito says, keep up the fun work. Also, regarding the Iron Bank guy... Oh, we didn't really talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
It was established a few seasons ago in a scene where they went to Bravo specifically to ask them for money.
Yes.
That they are all anonymous and disposable. So when you're talking to one, you don't know if he's one of the leaders or just a low-level employee. Either way, they are always prepared to be killed if the client loses control and doesn't accept their decision.
Fuck. Interesting.
Yeah, I do like that they're broaching the topic that would usually bore people playing like Civ 2 or Age of Empires. Like
resources.
You need like funding from a play, and you take out a loan, and you got to pay the interest, like all that boring shit. But they're making it entertaining, and it's mostly because of the actor they picked.
Epic loot train battle.
Loot train, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm really nervous about this dragon being poisoned now, though.
I think that's
really scaring me.
They've been hinting
Makes
at
sense.
it.
Makes
Qyburn
sense.
loves poisons.
He does. That makes sense.
And who knows? Maybe he's trying to get himself that dragon, like, and bring it back just like the mountain or something. Like maybe he has a big plan. Imagine Cersei with a dragon.
Imagine the mountain riding a dragon.
Oh, yeah, forget the hound riding a dragon.
Fuck.
Let's see the mountain riding a dragon. Right, boss?
Exactly.
SJGco! You seemed upset by only 2 comments last week. Comment, comment, comment. There we go. My good deed for the decade is now done. Wow. This guy is not a good person. Your
Hey,
good
left a
deed
comment.
for the
It's great.
decade is the comment. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. Where was I? Lost my place. Oh, great chat as ever. Comment of gold. Thank you. But not Lannister gold, as none of that is left. Ooh, sick Lannister burn, long live Gendry. Oh, yeah. Hind and seek winner. I'm assuming he meant hide.
No.
Hey!
And I assume he meant Gendry, not Gengry.
Hey, if you're shooting this shit and it's gold in quality, does that mean you...
I think that's the end of it.
Huh? It got cut off.
He said, does that mean you shit gold?
Oh, if only. If only.
If
Thank
only.
you for the comment.
Thank you for the comment.
Sorry, I was reading that from a
So,
great
boss,
distance, and it was hard to see.
You have the comments there, boss?
What?
What'd you say to him?
Didn't you just correct us as to what the comment is?
Oh, yeah, I read them earlier.
Oh, so what did the
Oh.
inventor have to say? He says... Well, you got Scottish?
All right, well, he's Davos now. Well, Davos is Irish. That guy's Irish, by the way.
Just do Davos.
All right.
That works.
I wonder if Bronn will shave. I can't do it now because I haven't heard him. I need to hear it first.
Oh, Jon Snow.
Hello, Jon. This is Jon Snow. I wonder if Bronn will save that sand snake in the prison with an antidote the way she saved him with the one. I can't see this shit. The Maester guy left it up to it in the air exactly how long it would take for the poison to activate.
What do you think,
I
boss?
can barely see. I'm from very far away on Oxnard's computer screen.
Is Bronn going to save that sand snake?
Boss? God, he's gone.
Are you asking me?
Yeah!
Your boss, right?
I guess so. I mean, I like that idea. It makes sense. It's a little bit of a parallel.
He
I
does
like that
say-
inventor.
He does say earlier in the episode that he wants a castle. He wants to settle down. He wants a nice
Poisoned woman.
a nice dangerous wife.
He's going to stab him.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, maybe they'll get along great. She's always trying to kill him, but he likes it. He likes to hunt.
Yeah.
Tries to kill her. She likes it.
I wonder if I
like
didn't think
foreplay.
about it. If we ever see them again, when is that going to be? If the next time we see them, they might both be like rotted. Oh no, she'll be alive, but it'll be like half rotted corpse.
Yeah, my prediction is I don't think anyone gives a shit about those sand snakes, and they're going to move on.
I don't think we're ever going to see them again.
Hey,
ever.
I think they're gone.
I agree with that.
I think that scene wrapped it up. That's it. Dead.
So you don't think we're going to see the other Septon woman again either? Because that's basically the same thing. Like the Avengers. If we're going to see the Sand Snake woman, why wouldn't we see the Septon or Septa? That shame that woman that tortured Cersei.
Didn't she drown her in wine or something?
No, she started to. She was wine boarding her. Wine-boarding her. But then she was like, "No, this is Sir Gregor. He's going to be taking care of you now."
She's gone.
And then, yeah,
she's in pieces all over.
You think so already? You don't think she's still alive?
Yeah, the mountain just took 2 fists and just started slamming her body until like it just splattered, like Bruce Willis in Sin City. Just kept punching until it was orange.
Oh, until it was just
jelly,
wet dirt,
and ripped her dick off.
Some
for some
bone
reason.
in it.
Yeah, what do you think of the ballista? Cool design.
Did its job well. I'm very concerned about this poison arrow theory because I'm concerned because you have to be right. You have to be right about it.
I might be completely wrong. It just seems like
it makes so much sense though. Why wouldn't it be poisoned?
It does make sense.
Why wouldn't you have them? Why wouldn't anyone say, "Oh yeah, we should poison the end of these"?
Do you think they would know it's poisoned? Would Qyburn have let that information out?
I don't see. I mean, I can see him saying, "Hey, here's some by the way, be careful. These are poison." I can see him not doing it. I don't think he gives a shit if somebody's hurt because they get accidentally hurt themselves on the arrow. They should be careful anyway, I guess.
Right. If you're dumb enough to get pricked by that giant arrow, then you know what? You deserve to be poisoned.
Then you suck. You probably were going to die anyway.
Idiot.
I like how Bronn can, like, just use... How does he know how to use that fucking thing? Qyburn is talking about how, our engineers have been working day and night to make this thing. Is this, like, some unique contraption that that's newly invented?
Well, it's a big crossbow that you...
Right, because Bronn just uses it very... Like, he's done it 1,000 times, very easily.
No, I imagine, like, you know how a crossbow works, but that doesn't mean, like, okay, let's make this 10 times bigger, that the same mechanics of it would be the same. You know, you would have to calibrate it. Well, you might just be fucking around. Like, they work so hard, but really everyone's just lazy. Like, that was rough. No, it wasn't. Shut up, Tom.
Shut up. I need that overtime money.
Of house cat out of the bag.
We're getting time and a half for this job. Anyway. Well, Boss, you still there?
Yep.
All right, it was a different energy this week just because Boss isn't here and can't understand a word he's saying.
I feel nervous because there's just a phone on the table. We've got a microphone pointed at it. I'm curious to see how this panned out.
Back alley, Mickey Mouse, Merry Melodies, Disney.
I feel like the phone is going to come to life, like sprout arms and legs and come to life and like jump at me and attack me.
What? Really?
Yeah, and Boss is going to... Yeah, really. I really feel that.
How much gin have you had?
Enough. Enough to feel that the phone is going to come to life and attack me.
Wow.
Shit, I keep hitting the mic. Anyway.
Boss, final thoughts.
Make
it long and extensive.
Did we do this already?
Well, if this is about Game of Thrones, I am excited about the very long episodes
like in a
for
hotel room or
episodes
something.
6 and 7. That's very exciting. I like longer episodes.
171 minutes, the other one's 81.
Oh, yeah, wait, how many episodes are left?
3.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going going quick.
God damn.
And the final season is how many episodes?
6,
okay. Yes, Boss?
Besides that, nothing really. I mean, I don't really have any theories. I'm just waiting for the fucking White Walkers. Hello?
Well,
I think next episode we're going to see some action there.
Yeah, and I see why they're keeping these only like 7 episodes, because then you have so much more money, so you can do these cool, awesome
Especially
battles.
for the last season. They're probably going to spend... I mean... How much money are they going to spend on this? Is it going to be like the last season? Going to be like $300 million?
What's the budget for this season?
I have no idea.
Let's look it up.
I'm telling you, this episode, I bet you made. I wouldn't be surprised if it made. If it cost as much to make as like the first season cost to make. We're looking up. We're trying to find out the budget.
Okay.
Trying to find out what Neil Marshall's been dealing with here. What's been giving Neil Marshall and his ulcers this year?
Want to be Neil Marshall?
Where's the button?
Just turn it on.
Oh.
Oi. It's not in the fucking budget, mate. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking cunt? It's not in the fucking budget.
We need you over here, craft services, Neil.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking twat. We can't be having craft services on this fucking production.
It was in the budget the whole time.
Who fucking said that? Show yourself, you fucking cunt. I'm Neil fucking Marshall, and it's not in the fucking budget, mate.
Summer.
Turn this fucking bullhorn that I fucking purchased, even though it ain't in the fucking budget, you fucking twat.
It would be funny if, like, years from now, you guys go to some kind of, like, convention and you actually meet Neil Marshall, and he sounds nothing like that. He just sounds like, I'll be
hello there. It's me, Neil Marshall.
All right, it says between 2012 and 2015, the average budget per episode increased from $6 million to at least $8 million. The sixth season budget was over $10 million per episode for a season total of over $100 million, a series record. Gives me no information on season 7.
It's still not enough fucking money, you fucking twat.
So I'm going to guess for the whole season, maybe $130 million.
For the season?
Yes.
It's still not enough, you fucking cunt.
Oh, cutting corners left and right.
Do you know how much it cost to draw those fucking cave drawings? That was $10 fucking million.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Could have done that for you for free in an afternoon.
It's expensive chalk. The chalk was made from rhino horn.
Makes your dick
and
hard.
Elephant tusk.
And emulates a chalk pattern
Gets your
like
dick
nothing
hard.
else. It's me, Mary Hewitt.
He's Australian in the
G'day.
corner. Oh, gets your dick hard. Get the fuck out of here, Paul Hogan. No. No. Anyway.
It's me, Paul Hogan. Don't ask me what happened.
G'day, mate. Come on, let's go down to the pub and blow the froth off a couple. Grope at a couple of Shaylas.
What? What are you saying?
Paul Hogan.
What planet are you from?
Well, I don't
Is
know.
this done? I don't know. We can talk about whatever you want.
All right, what else been going on?
It's been a long road.
Dexter,
Well, yes?
what is your latest favorite Enterprise?
But my time is finally near. See my dream.
Well, one bad episode I just watched was when Padme from Top Chef or whatever is in, or
Yeah, she's an awful actress.
she's, Top Chef Oxnard?
The show, Top Chef?
Yeah.
There's someone there named Padme?
Padma or Padme or something. It's about Padme or whatever the fuck her name was. Yeah. What the fuck's her name, boss? You know what I'm talking about? Lakshmi?
It's like
Padma Lakshmi or something. She's like a beautiful woman, and she's like a chef or something of some kind, I guess. But she's from Top Chef. She's a judge and a hostess.
Okay.
And or a host, whatever. Hostess. She's not working a fucking restaurant. Anyway, she's I guess decided to try her hand at acting, and I don't know if she was a fan of the show. Was Top Chef on at this time?
2001 to 2005?
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been like 2002 or 2003 that this episode would have aired. But yeah, basically her and Trip, they get stuck marooned on this planet, and they were escaping. She's like some royal family, and she was kidnapped by these guys. And then, she's like, "Get your hands off me, I'm royalty." And he's just like, "Well, I'm just an engineer, and you need me so we can get our butts off this planet." And then, of course, they fuck on the beach.
Okay.
I don't know, it was a terrible episode. What?
It's not a beach, it's in a swamp.
Oh, yeah, it's a swamp. You're right, it is a swamp.
It's the place to do it.
Basically, they hump in a bog.
All right, I'm looking forward to this episode.
It was bad, but then, fuck, what was the, hold on, I gotta look up something here. There was one that I just watched recently that I really liked. Malcolm is always, I like Malcolm a lot. I think he's one of my favorite characters because he always gets pissy.
Does he?
Yeah. And, the one where they're in, like, there's one where they're near a singularity, and, it's like basically everybody starts behaving very strangely on the ship, and they all become obsessed with these tasks. Do you remember this one, boss?
Yes.
It was a good one. I'm in the middle of season 2. Minefield was fucking awesome.
Yes, that was awesome.
Because I don't want to spoil anything because Oxnard's right here.
You could spoil it. I'll still enjoy it when it comes out.
Well, basically what happens is I don't know how they made it this far into this thing, but all of a sudden they're outside. They're like going to be in orbit around this planet, and then there's this huge explosion. I mean, it really does. It takes a huge chunk out of the Enterprise. It does serious damage to the ship. And they're like, what the fuck was that? And then, out of nowhere, a ship uncloaks. And nobody recognizes it. T'Pol has no idea what the ship is. And then they realize they're in a minefield, and the mines are cloaked. And one has attached itself to the Enterprise in a very, like, sensitive area. Like, if it went off, it would basically, like, cripple the ship, ship's engines. And it turns out that they're in Romulan space. So it's like the first introduction of the Romulans. So that was really cool.
The first time the Romulans meet humanity?
Yeah, the first time, like, they encounter Romulans. T'Pol hasn't even seen the Romulans because they're like...
Really?
Yeah, because they don't even know exactly... she says something about, like, we've heard, that they're aggressive or that, like, this. But that didn't make sense to me because I thought the Romulans were related.
That was very confusing. Like, at that time, the Vulcans don't know who the Romulans are, but they originate from the same species. That was really confusing.
Yeah, that's why I'm
maybe. Yeah, maybe that's or maybe she's not admitting that at this time.
Sneaky
or
Vulcan.
that like they know that they evolved, like the Romulans came from Vulcans, but they're so distant.
You didn't see what the Romulans looked like. They just sent audio messages.
But yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't see them. They're just. Yes, that's exactly right. And then I like because then Malcolm Reed's like, I've got to go out there. Someone has to go out there and like disarm this mine, and it should be me. I have the training, and Archer's like, okay, go for it. And it's the most ridiculous disarming process that there could possibly be. I don't know how the fuck they get as far as they do with it in the show. It doesn't make any sense. It's absurd.
It's a Romulan mine?
Yeah. And it's madness
like a
to
puzzle
disarm
box.
this fucking thing. But then what to make it even more difficult is out of nowhere, like,
It rearms itself.
yeah, it rearms itself, but then it also, like, it's like grabbing onto the ship, so, like, these little metal leg things come out, and one, like, comes out and basically, like, pins Malcolm down and just goes right through his leg and then to the ship, so he's pinned down by it. And I was like, I couldn't believe that happened.
Wow.
It's fucking awesome. That was a great episode. I've enjoyed the second season a lot. There's an episode where Porthos isn't doing well.
What?
Yeah.
Yes,
And do you remember, Oxnard, have you seen the episode, Oxnard, where there's an alien race that's like super offended by everything?
No, not yet. But
Okay.
That sounds like a TNG race.
They're in this episode. It was really funny. There was an episode where T'Pol, like a little bit of T'Pol backstory is given.
Yes.
That was a great episode.
It was good.
There was...
Did you see the episode with they're having dinner with T'Pol, and they ask her to tell them a story?
Oh, yes!
You saw that episode.
I did like that episode. Basically, Oxnard, what happens is it's T'Pol's, was it her birthday?
No.
Or anniversary of being on the ship.
No. What happened was the captain was looking at, I guess, her history or whatever, and he found out that when she was on Earth, when she visited Earth a while ago, she visited an obscure mining town in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And he's like, what the fuck did you go there for?
Right, but they're having why were they having dinner together? They're having like a special dinner with her for some reason.
No, they usually do.
Oh, okay. Sorry, never mind then. But exactly. So they're like, why were you there? And she's like, oh, he's like, come on, they're like, tell us the story here, And so she's like, my great whatever grandmother was there. Yeah.
And then she say where it's like, it kind of sounds like you're mocking me.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like
God, you
you're
are
pissed off,
such
T'Pol.
a bitch, and I want you. That's what they all want. Starts
My
making a
T'Pol.
perfect T'Pol face.
It's so easy.
You nailed T'Pol lips. Oh my God, dude, you look you nailed that shit. Oh my God. Trust me, folks. But
you nailed it. My one.
no, you
one
perfectly
talent.
captured her face. Yeah, but basically, the episode is her telling, like, her great-great-great-grandmother or whatever went to Earth in, like, the 1950s. They got marooned on Earth. And her and two other crew members, these two guys, the captain of their vessel perished in the crash. And they're in this small mining town, as you said, and the one guy's, like, integrating himself. It was a funny episode. I liked it, though. It was also... It was good. The writing on Enterprise is really great.
What can you tell me about this episode?
Which one is this one?
Your favorite character looks like he's sick, sneezing it up.
He's faking the sneezes, eh?
Is he?
Yeah, those aren't real. He's acting.
Oh, I thought you meant the character on the show was fake. Yes, I know what acting is, Dexter. God.
What episode is this one? Which one?
Episode 12, Season 1. This is the one I'm currently on.
Oh, Dear Doctor? I love this
Yeah.
episode.
No. What's the one after that?
Oh, Sleeping Dogs?
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, yeah, this one's pretty good. Do you want me? You're watching it now. Do you
I'm
want
reading
to-
the subtitles.
All right. No, basically they find there's this gas giant. They find there's a ship like that's
In it?
sinking down into the planet, and it's
Oh.
like, and so they go to like investigate, and they're trying to like save the ship, but it turns out I don't know how much you want me to tell you.
Well, I'm watching it unfold
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. But so basically, what they're talking about is Malcolm's getting a cold. And he's like, how the fuck did I get a cold? Everything is like super sanitized. It's impossible to get a cold
I thought
on
we
the
cured
ship.
all diseases.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be any way for me to get a cold on the ship here or whatever. But anyway, he got it. And so now, if I'm on the Enterprise and somebody's got a cold somehow, I'm like, this cold's going to spread now. I'm going to fucking kill you.
It's a cruise ship.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going to get diarrhea disease.
Diarrhea. Or you know what? One thing that does bother me so far about Enterprise is I'm like, how many times has Archer been like taken captive? Or they're always being captives. Like,
Yeah, it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about this show is how much they eat. Always eating.
And you never see Chef. There's a thing you actually see Chef, but only like from the waist down in an episode.
Oh,
And they're
okay,
like,
so
oh,
it's
thanks,
like,
Chef.
Oh,
Thanks,
it's like
Chef.
Maris on Frasier.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
never see her, I see.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So it's going to be like a running joke. You never see Schiff.
I'm guessing she got over her claustrophobia here in the spacesuits?
No, not really.
Oh.
Hoshi still has claustrophobia. It comes up later on. There's also an episode where they have to use the transporter, and she fucking freaks out afterwards.
Oh, that's a good episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode, and she fucking did not want to use a transporter, and she flips out afterwards.
This reminded me of the Chris Farley SNL skit where he has the guest. He's like, "Remember that movie you did?" Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like the talk show. He's the
That
nervous.
was a good one.
Oh man, I forgot about
Any other questions or comments? That was awesome. That was it. Yeah, so watch Star Trek Enterprise along with us.
There's a new Wet Hot American Summer series out. It's
is it
10
gonna be-
years later now.
So 10 years after the original movie?
Yeah, so you have the original movie, which
Is in the
I'm
middle.
sure which we've talked about many times, but if you're listening to this and you haven't seen Wet Hot American Summer, the movie, watch that movie immediately.
It's on Netflix.
One of the greatest comedy movies I've ever seen. That was like, when that came out and I saw that, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it after it
Changed
had
your
come out
life?
on video. It did. That was a very...
It did.
No, but it was a very, like there's formative, like, comedy things in your
Yeah.
life. That was a huge thing for me, that movie.
Yeah, watch that and then watch the series. Which
Because
is the
growing
first
up,
day.
like, with Naked Gun and all that stuff,
Yeah.
like, that was huge for me, like, as a child.
No, it was.
Honeymooners, The Naked Gun, and Seinfeld and David Letterman were the major comedy things for me. I remember,
Hey, David
like, aside,
Letterman is getting a Netflix talk show.
huh? Yeah, David Letterman
David
is good. He's going to
Letterman's
do an
getting a
interview
talk show
thing.
on Netflix.
Yeah, it's not going to be like the typical. It's not going to be like a desk,
Like that format?
thing. The same
Yeah.
format. But he is going to have a show on Netflix. You're right.
He's
Just
just
like,
gonna
Zach
discuss Game of
Galifianakis.
Thrones and drink gin.
Huh?
I said he's just going to discuss Game of Thrones and drink gin.
Exactly. But he's David Letterman and he's got a big beard.
Still got the beard, huh?
I'm Dexter and I'm a loser.
Yeah, and then you have the series Wet Hot American Summer, which is the first day of camp.
So that's the first day of
Prequel.
right, which
But-
is hilarious.
Because everyone's old.
And fatter and
Yeah.
whatever. And now, excuse me. So and now they have this. I haven't watched it yet, but now the new season that they have out is it's 10 years after the camp. And at the end of the movie, or at some point in the movie, they're like, "Oh, let's come back 10 years from now, and we'll all meet up on this day." And we'll see, what it's like with each other's lives. I'm pretty sure there's a scene of that in the movie. And so now they've done that in the show, and it looks hilarious. The show is fucking...
Hope John H. Benjamin's there. As the can.
Well, we'll see. Gene is obviously there. He's in it.
Which one was Gene?
He's the chef.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my God. In the series, there's an episode where they do a prank call on him because
Yeah,
in the
those two
movie,
guys.
Gene is like a strung out like Vietnam vet who talks to a can of vegetables and
You see the
he
transformation.
says weird things, and then in the show you see what happened with this can of vegetables, and you see him, and he's got like all this beautiful feathered hair, and oh my God! And then watch the movie They Came Together. That movie
I saw that too,
went
yeah.
nowhere. I thought it was fucking hilarious. It's all the same. It's Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler. It's the same group of people. Michael Showalter, and I can't remember the guy who directed Wet Hot American Summer, and he directed the series and this movie, and it's hilarious. It's just the dumbest shit, and it's like irreverent to the point of just like beyond anything you could thought they could cram in.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. Like, you saw it in a formative time because probably when you're a kid and you see, like, adults getting paid to do goofy shit and it's funny,
Yeah.
it just triggers in your head, like, well, you can do that?
There's there's just certain things that are like, wow, this is, and I mean, I guess more, not like fun, but like more like, this is exactly like this gets me. This movie,
Right,
Like this
right.
movie was made for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like one of those things where it was like, this is exactly, and like there's like maybe 10 things I can list. Like I named some. Mr. Show was another one.
Mystery
And
Science
then
Theater.
Mystery Science Theater, exactly. And then you have like there are like certain cartoons from when I was a kid, like Rocco.
Ren and Stimpy.
And SeaWorld, SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
I'm drunk.
I love that amusement
SeaLab
park.
2021. That in high school for me.
Yeah.
Show and then Futurama and the there's but there's a lot of stuff out there, but there are like a handful of things that are like important comedy things to me in my life. And Wet Hot American Summer, the movie, was one of them, and I fucking love that shit. Always good. Watch it, boss. You still here?
Yeah.
Sorry, we got sidetracked. What's
Okay.
what's an episode that the last? Oh, I just watched. Dawn was a stupid episode. There's an episode of Enterprise where Trip gets again stranded on a planet, and it was like that movie with Dennis Quaid, and he's stranded on the planet with that alien enemy. Do you remember this movie?
Wait, what?
Okay.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, there's a movie with Dennis Quaid.
He was in other things besides Independence Day?
And Day After Tomorrow. Dennis Quaid? Dennis Quaid wasn't in Independence Day.
What's that
That's
other guy?
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid, I'm sorry. Dennis Quaid.
There's a movie where Dennis Quaid plays like a fighter pilot, and he's fighting like an alien, and they both land on a strange planet, and they're stranded there, and they have to like...
Enemy Mine?
That must be it. Let me look it up.
Because they were taught... Enemies because they were taught to be. Allies because they had to
Yes.
be. Brothers because they dared
Yes, and Lou Gossett
to be.
Jr. is the...
Lovers because it just felt so good.
Yeah. So basically, right, Trip ends up in an enemy mine situation. And
Yeah, he does.
that was a dumb episode.
Based off an Isaac Asimov magazine story.
Really? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, here we go. Let the Asimov
God.
derailment
Harry
begin.
Seldon, the mule, doors Venabile.
Robots!
First rule of robotics, fighting the urge.
Robot!
Okay.
Oh, boy, that was close.
We just saved the audience from a 3-hour discussion on Foundation. That was close.
Woo!
But have you ever thought about how maybe the blasters work? And
How many guys have testicular cancer because they're walking around with a fucking nuclear...
I think they would find ways to
Like
protect
weapon on
against
them.
it. They would have technology
They
to
have no
guard.
need for testicles anymore at that point in the future.
When you have a robot, you don't need the balls.
Robot? Yeah. I don't have any balls anymore. Look at me.
I'm
I'm
Asimov.
doing great. The other episode I just watched was the catwalk, where there's going to be... I don't understand
On the
this episode.
catwalk. Do a little dance on the catwalk. Archer starts modeling.
Oh, God. I'm modeling for you right now.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa. We
Captain
come in
John
peace.
Archer.
We don't mean any harm. What do you mean that's happening? Oh, collars. There's my Archer.
That's pretty good.
One thing I like about Enterprise is they have that tether, that grappling hook tether.
Yeah, there's no gravity
Yeah.
ray or whatever the fuck
It's
it
true.
is.
Yeah, it's because like, how would you fucking get
Tractor
like
beam.
a shuttle? But the Vulcans have it, right? They're just-
Gravity ray. Yeah, the Vulcans have...
That's the human bootleg. What do you call it? Oh, this is a trajectory, high analysis, blah, blah. Yeah, gravity ray. That's what we're going to... Yeah, the public's not going to buy it with that name, Vulcan.
It's a gravity ray, you fucking idiot.
Who's that?
I'm Commander William T. Riker.
Wow. What are you doing here?
I won't go back to that dimension. You don't know what it's like over there.
Are you even born yet, sir?
Shut the fuck up.
All right, so I don't know.
I'm late for an orgy.
I'm not sure what's going on in this episode yet, but there's a female Klingon that they're stunning.
Oh, so they've just landed on this... an away party has landed on the ship that's, like, falling into this Jovian planet. And, like, the pressure is crushing it. It's being destroyed. And all these... It's a Klingon ship. And all the Klingons are, like, passed out. They're like, sick or dead or something. And there's one Klingon lady that's alive. And... Klingon lady! And,
Lady!
and
One game I like to play when I watch Enterprise is when they shoot someone with the phaser. I'm like, is that set to stun or kill?
You never know.
Sometimes it's ambiguous.
it is.
So I like to play that game. Like, who's like the crazy murderer? Like, oh, good, you stunned him. And then Archer's like, yeah, stunned. Sure, I did. We gotta go.
Yeah. Another first contact failure.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go play with my beagle. Gosh darn it!
Oh man. Oh, there's what I do like about the series a lot is that first contacts are a debacle, like always.
I find that
There's
just
yet
funny.
to be one that has gone even close to smooth.
Right.
It's great. And I mean, and sometimes it's like there's an episode where like the first contact, it's basically like I kept thinking like this is how we would react if an alien race landed, on our planet now. They kind of land in a world that's like on the brink. It's basically like if they landed on Earth and World War II was about to happen. Like a kind of thing.
So they think it's like the
And
enemy
then,
in disguise
yeah, and
or
then
something?
they're like, and then, it's, or do you remember, like, you remember the Futurama episode where they go back in time, and it's Roswell, and Truman's there, and they're going to, like, operate on, it's like, reminded me of that. It was like the paranoia and everything.
That was
It was
Fry's
really
origin
interesting.
story. We find out he's his own father or something.
Yeah, for his own grandfather.
And he doesn't have the brain waves.
Do you ever feel like you're only supposed to like women because you're supposed to?
Don't you ever say something like that.
Want to hear something ridiculous?
Yes.
I'm not giving any spoilers away, but in season 3, there's an
Everyone
episode
dies.
where somebody asks Archer, "Oh, does your beagle know any tricks?" He says, "No." You haven't taught that beagle any tricks.
Repeat that, boss.
Wait, what?
He hasn't taught the beagle any tricks.
Yes, there's an episode where somebody asks him, "Hey, does he know any tricks?" He says, "No." Are you kidding me? Beagle doesn't know any fucking tricks.
Well, that's not his strong point.
He can't do any tricks. He's all exhausted because he's in the throes of heart failure from all that cheese he's
disease.
getting.
Doggy cholesterol levels are a real thing.
Oh, man.
Well, training a dog probably is not one of his strong suits. What is?
Wow.
I agree. That's an excellent question. Archer is a confusing person to me.
He's a dopey dad as a space cat. Not
He
that I
is.
dislike him,
No, I like him. Don't get me wrong.
but the
And-
feeling I get is like he's the first guy being a space captain.
Right.
So he can't be like this amazing cat. He's not going to be a Picard off the bat.
No, that's true.
You
And
need the forefathers.
He is very... Malcolm doesn't like that he fraternizes a lot with the crew. That's one thing. I know Malcolm Reed is always like, he wants to be too friendly with the crew.
Is
like,
that maybe like a British thing? Maybe in the British military?
I don't know,
His
because...
family has a military background.
Well, he was supposed
but
to be,
he's
yeah,
not
a
in the
naval. They're
military. He's
all-
on an exploration mission.
Right. He should have been in the Navy. The Royal Navy. Instead, he's...
Which I have no idea what the fuck the Navy has to do on Earth.
Yeah, I think
I know, right?
Navy might be out of commission if you have a spaceship.
Are ships... Right, do, like, naval ships on Earth even... like touch water anymore? Aren't they all like hovercrafts?
The only thing I
at
can
this
think
point?
of is
And
maybe
it's world peace, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
that's true. 100 years ago, there was or more. There was the last. I think when the Vulcans. I think it's been about 100 years or so that the Vulcans have had contact with Earth, and when they made like that contact, Earth had just finished
World War
this
III?
global war. Yeah.
And also, I think you would have maybe science vessels like submarines if a spaceship can't go that deep, just to explore like the depths of the ocean. Maybe
Have-
that kind of a
yeah.
naval thing is still. Maybe that's what the Navy turned into.
Dexter, have you watched First Contact yet?
No.
Well,
I haven't
you have
watched-
to watch it before you continue Enterprise, because there's an episode of Enterprise related to First Contact.
Oh, really?
Well, the very first episode has the guy in it.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's good. I saw it in theaters when it came out.
All right, so now Generations is the first TNG movie, right?
Yeah,
Forget
that's
that.
the one with the old cast, right?
Yeah, I think that's they.
You can skip that.
All right. Well, I want to watch all of them.
Skip it.
All right. I think I see the problem is I like Enterprise a lot,
Watch all. Yeah, watch
and
all.
I want to
of them.
watch all the Star Trek movies. But I'm like, oh, but I really just want to watch Enterprise right now. So I'll take a break and
Skip
I'll
the
watch.
shitty ones.
I'll watch.
Just watch First Contact.
Yeah,
you-
I'm not going to miss anything by skipping.
Watch all of them.
I can't.
No,
I
you have the
God.
time, right?
I-
just put it on.
Yeah, I've got the time. I got none of the time. No, what I think I'll do is I'll watch. I'm gonna have, but I have to watch the movies in the order in which they were released, because
They're not
I
sequential.
can't stand the idea of like skipping like that. I don't know. It just bothers me so badly.
He's a completionist.
Yeah. Well, even in the shitty, like you could be watching the most shitty Next Generation episode. And like it's like season 5, and it's like some dumb fucking Diana Troy mom episode, and they make a reference to something from like season 2. Like they'll make a reference to shitty episodes,
Yeah.
like something that happened in a shit episode. They'll reference something tiny, and so I can't stand the idea of not picking that up. I don't know why.
I'm crazy.
Whoa. Boss, thoughts, comments?
Crazy for
That's it.
feeling.
I don't know. I feel like I've commented significantly, considering the audio issues.
We went down another Enterprise road.
I'm surprised people aren't sick of this. Has it been every Game of Thrones episode we've talked about that we've gone down? Maybe all of them, I think, except for the first one. We've talked about Star Trek Enterprise.
That's right.
That's
Because-
boss. That's
because
mine
the-
and boss's
the
fault.
inventor
It's content.
liked it.
Sorry, in case you don't like that.
If
But
you were
too
watching
bad.
Rick and Morty, I could talk to you about that.
Oh yeah, I got to catch up.
Yep, it's been 3 years I've been hearing that line.
Well, I got into Star Trek. What do you want from me? Look, no one is more unhappy about it than my wife.
She doesn't like it?
No, I don't think she cares. I think she thinks it's funny. I think she thinks it's like cute. You know what I mean? You know what's weird though? Every time,
I'm just going to throw this out there.
yeah.
You can watch all of Rick and Morty in 11 hours. All of it.
Well,
All right? That's like 2 days. A day if you're committed.
I'm taking some time off soon, so I might do that.
You know how long it takes to watch Game of Thrones? 2 days and 15 hours.
That's nonstop.
Yeah, straight through.
Like not like
Non-stop.
I watched 8 hours today and 8
No,
hours.
just
yeah.
total time you have to spend sitting down watching. Lost is 5 days and an hour.
Oh my god, there was a hilarious. What's Battlestar Galactica?
Oh, man.
Because that was a really funny Portlandia sketch where this couple sitting down there watching Battlestar Galactica, and they never stop, and they watch the entire series, and they've lost their jobs when it's over, everything's done, and Ronald D. Moore is in it.
Is that a good show? Yeah, you've told me before you like it.
Oh yeah, Portlandia, it's hilarious. Do you like Tim and Eric?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I want
it's
to
the same
get
director, like the guy who directs Portlandia episodes. He worked on Tim and Eric, and like you can see some influences there. But like, Portlandia is a hilarious
Battlestar
show.
takes 3 days and 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to find all the episodes of Tim and Eric go to the mayor, or Tom sees the mayor.
Oh, Tom Goes to the Mayor.
Tom goes to the mayor, yeah. I remember loving that show. I haven't seen it in so long.
That was a good show.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that was a good show. And then there's a lot of funny stuff in Tim and Eric. There's some really weird shit.
Dragon Ball Z. You want to know how long it takes?
Oh God, a week?
7 days and 2 hours.
Wow. Oh,
It's
it's
actually
pretty much
shorter than
spot
I thought.
on.
And I tried looking up Dragon Ball, but they haven't clocked out because that's even longer, right?
I've never watched I haven't watched the entire series of Dragon Ball. I've seen the entire series of Dragon Ball Z. But I have not seen all of Dragon Ball. And I love Dragon Ball. It's great.
All My Children? Guess All My Children.
Oh, my
Don't
children.
look.
Well, that's like
It's every day.
that's been on for like 60 years. I want to say 20 years.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to... It says 446 days, 8 hours, times 36?
What?
I can't read this equation they're
Hold
putting up here.
No, I think it would just take you
446 days?
446 days and 8 hours, yeah.
Okay.
shit.
Well, what does this mean?
That's over a year.
That's 5.
Oh, like
Yeah,
times this.
yeah,
I see,
yeah.
I see. I gotcha. Yeah, I was once reading an article like the most bizarre soap opera like plot lines and stuff. Sometimes they get a little
Do you remember any of them?
No, but I think one had time traveling once, or like resurrection, or like bizarre things.
Well, there's the classic. He came out of a coma.
Oh yeah, that's a go-to.
Like nobody signs a DNR in a soap opera.
Nobody what?
Nobody has a DNR in a soap opera.
DNR.
I do not resuscitate.
Thank God you said that. Yes, a DNR.
You don't know cool medical legal document lingo?
Can't wait to go to DNR and play at the arcade, Busters.
You there! Put that DNR down.
All right, we're going on almost 2 hours. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I don't know how much more I have.
I'm done.
Boss is done.
All right,
That's a wrap. That's a fucking wrap.
it's Game of Thrones.
We don't got any more time for this fucking shit.
Yeah, you know how expensive gigabytes are? I'm paying like on the dime for every megabyte. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
It's very confusing.
I'm Oxnard.
All right.
All right, you're
The end?
Oxnard. We get it.
I'm here.
Boss, are you still there? That was Boss on the phone.
Just talking.
I'm Dexter. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Oh, if you made it this far, what's the secret code?
96. Wow. 70.
There-
9670.
That's the code. Put it in your comments.
That's right.
You won't believe what happens next.
96WOW70. And get ready to have your socks blown out your asshole.